just might be live. Possibly. Possibly. We'll see. We'll see. Are you gonna talk? You gonna talk? Oop. I think I just might. Golly, that took forever, Nate. They're taking forever, sir. There we go. I put it on my Discord channel. Just because I like to do that for posterity's sake. And then I can bloop out of that again. Let me get a soda real quick, and then we'll start up soon. We'll start up soon. There we go. Here I am. Right over here. No data on the things. But is the stream healthy? The stream is healthy. It is excellent. Is what the things say, at least. But you never know. It could be sneaky. Could be sneaky on that. But I don't get a lot of time. I'm already a little late to this. Just a pecunia unce beta late on these things. Golly, it's been so long, though, since the last chapter. Hadn't it? It feels like it's been forever. Especially since we got the last one early. We got the last one on like a Wednesday. And then it was only a week break. But golly, it feels like, I don't know. It's been a long 2 weeks. So it just feels like a long time for sure. And it's just the fact that the other one came out like early Wednesday, and then this one came out like midnight last night. And I was like, I'm going to bed right now. I can't be starting up a stream. I know some people already have done it, but I haven't really been spoiled yet. The only thing I've seen is the chapter title. So, and then let's hope that Shakky's in this chapter though, because I put her in the thumbnail. But last week was a pretty good chapter. I don't know if it was the best one or not. Yeah, last week was a lot of it was Shakky stuff, and then there was a little bit of Loki stuff. Not a lot though. But main thing was Shakky at the end, at least, because we already know all the Rocks pirates, and a lot of people just like we got like a lot of like marine stuff. I think of like Garp a little bit too. Golly, it's been so long. I'm starting to forget a little bit exactly what all was a part of. I need to re-look at 157 because it feels like it's been forever. I know that was the bar at the end, right? We got a bunch of fun Rocks Pirates stuff about them stealing. Oh yeah, and then yeah, him having troubles with the world government was the big thing of them being like, you know, he's like, I'm having trouble with the world government, but I still want to join it eventually. And Rox is like, no, you shouldn't do that. Just be a pirate with me. And I was like, I don't know. And then Garp is like, this Harald guy's pretty cool. And then Shakky shows up. And then we got Little Cat Curry. We got Little Cat Curry last week too. Little Cat Curry right there. That's great. That's why it was a good chapter. And then we ended with them being like, oh, she might be the treasure, so she might be Shakky might be the catalyst to God Valley, one of the treasures that was stolen. We didn't see Shakky there, we know that Shakky obviously, sticks around on Saboti and, has ties to that type of stuff. To, the slavery and stuff and all that. So that might be a part of it. But enough speculation. Let's get on to it because I don't got a lot of time this week. So hopefully it's not a big long one. That's crazy. But it was a break. So, sometimes he be cooking after breaks. We'll see. What? The first thing I see is absolutely insane, by the way. Absolutely insane. I see that the grave says Kozuki Mori. What? What? Here lies the pirate of justice. This is someone, they said, like, when Kaido fought, I assumed it was, like, after Odin died, like the right after thing, and that's the shrine they were going to. But Moria, I mean, we know that Moria went to Wano, and that they fought there, and that all of his guys, got taken out when he was there. And that's what made him, be how he is on Thriller Bark back in the day. Yamato looks really good, by the way, in that. Goodness great. Lee. Big old chin. What, though? But Kozuki? A Moria in the Kozuki clan. What? What does that mean? I mean, that's not the Moria. That's got to be a different Moria. And it is like Monkey D. Luffy is in like Luffy's his first name. So you'd think that like Gecko Moria is his first name, and then Gecko is like his last name, whenever Japan does it. So a Kozuki named Moria? Like someone related to Odin and Momonosuke. Also related to, I don't know. I'm sure people have figured this out and connected the dots on that. Like, obviously, like they fought at some point and he died. No, he didn't die, but, he got messed up. All of his crew died. So is this just like a crewmate of Gecko Moria? Or something? Does this have to do with his, like, weird shadow fruit? Because I feel like it doesn't. Doesn't really have to do with his zombies per se, but I don't know. Then the pirate of the pirate of justice, by the way, a Kozuki. So like someone from Wano, a Kozuki, but then they're called the pirate of justice, which there weren't like Wano pirates besides Odin. What the heck? What the heck? I don't know. We got to get to the actual chapter, though. Apparently, eating oil helps you lose weight. I don't know about that, Oda. I don't know who told you that, but I'm glad. Oh, whatever. Stay healthy, Oda. All right. Chapter. And the chapter was Rocks versus Harald, too, which is okay. We're getting crazy stuff then today. A certain sea. Roger's ship, the Oro Jackson. Captain Roger, I heard Shakky opened up a place on Pirate Island. They say it's unbelievable. He's not happy about that. He likes Shakky. We worried we never see her again when she quit being Empress. But now we know where she is. Let's go. Doesn't Rocks control Pirate Island? Right now they haven't interacted yet, Roger and Rocks, so I don't know who this guy is. That's the guy with the hat that people thought Big News Morgan was. And then that's Scapper. And then that's the fish guy. I don't know these two other guys. That's a good old-fashioned sailor, though, with a pipe. Say, Rayleigh, is it just me? Or has Roger been in a bad mood ever since you two spoke in his quarters? Oh no. Was Rayleigh like, hey, nah, Shakky? Shakky's mine. Shakky's mine. What did you discuss? Nothing. Either it's funny Shakky stuff, or it's like, oh, this is like serious stuff. We'll see. I wasn't going to say anything to the crew, but I figured I should talk to you one-on-one, Roger. Was this during our last fight with the Kuja pirates, just before she quit? What? Shakky did seem off back then. Like she was sick or something. I worried she stepped down because of her health. But you're telling me she gave you this during that battle? Yeah. I was speechless. This can only be described as a love letter. Come and make me yours. Shakky. Ooh, so she got the love sickness for Rayleigh. And now Roger's not happy about that. Because he's being shown up. And you're not interested? I'd be lying if I said that. I just don't. I'd be lying if I said that. I just don't want to be tied down. Well, I do. Ooh. Roger, the embodiment of free. That's interesting. That's a Roger L. That's kind of a Roger L. Like in terms of like Roger versus like what Luffy's up to, you know? Because Luffy's whole thing is like, you know, being the freest pirate on the sea. And he's the one guy. That's interesting. Because when you think about it, you know, love requires like sacrifice and like being tied down. You know, everyone is susceptible to the love fruit. Except for Luffy. Luffy don't care. Luffy don't care. Because he's the freest guy on the sea. But even Roger is like, I could be tied down. I want to be tied down. I wouldn't mind that. Which like involves like giving away some freedoms. In a sense. I'm single, ladies, if you didn't notice. But that's my interpretation of things. Not saying being tied down or having less freedom is a bad thing. Obviously not. But, you know, by definition, being in any sort of relationship like that requires sacrifices to freedoms. It's just interesting that Roger is okay with that, but Luffy's not. So Luffy is almost more deserving of being Pirate King than Roger is. Come on, men. I ain't giving up. Huh? You're energetic all of a sudden, Roger. And he's like, okay, yeah, you know what? You keep going for it. You keep going for it. I'm not falling for the bait, even though my captain is. Pirates live to plunder, and we don't stop till the prize is claimed. Ain't that right, fellas? Is he still talking about Shakky? Oh, funny stuff. Gotta be. Why else would we go to Rocks Island, of all places? Everyone's got an equal chance. Let's go and get her. God, this is their one piece. Their one piece is just a girl. Goodness gracious. Let's go and get her. Marks, I'm hungry. Make food. It's already done. Dig in. Wow. So Marks is the chef. Ooh. Oda, politics. We know that Oda has that Che guy, whatever. You know. He's got one of them posters in his room. We know he's a big old freedom fighter, you know, type thing. You know, anti-establishment vibes from One Piece. So he named one of Roger's people Marks. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say there, Oda? Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's just a funny little name. I'm sure it's just a translation thing. Sometime later, 40 years ago, the Holy Land of Marijois. This is got to be before God Valley. This can't be we can't be scooping. We're off. Gonna scoop God Valley. But boy, howdy, we're real close. We're like right there. You're impatient, Garling. The previous competition just ended. We better not have skipped things. I'm aware. But while we were completing another assignment, we briefly stopped at that island. It's a non-affiliate state, but it has a unique culture. We tried offering them membership in the world government. Ooh, they're talking about the Kujas? But they declined. While their abundant resources would certainly prove valuable for us, we just made an outrageous discovery. It was a completely unexpected find. Future elders? Future elder, heck yeah. I'm not reading comments until the very end, though, in case of spoilers. So he found a non-affiliated state. Either that's God Valley or that's Amazon Lily that he's talking about. But we'll find out in probably literally 1 second. But they declined. While their abundant resources would certainly prove valuable for us, we just made an outrageous discovery. It was a completely unexpected find. And the Great One will surely be pleased with it, so he knows. Good to know that he knows. In 2 years' time, I strongly urge you to hunt the next hunt at God Valley. Well, there we go. There we go. 2 years' time. So 38 years ago. Okay. It was God Valley. I thought it was like 42, but I guess I got a little bit of the numbers wrong on that. Non-affiliated state, but has a unique culture. I mean, like, when we went to God Valley, it didn't seem like there was a unique culture at God Valley specifically. And I guess I didn't realize it was also non-affiliated. Abundant resources. I think I remember them saying they had that. But then they also, like, brought stuff to there, too. So, I don't know. But he's like, hey, let's go to God Valley. And so they were doing these competitions like every 2 years, though. That's kind of crazy. That's bad. That's not great. All right, we're back at the ripoff bar. Shacky's in the chapter. So my thumbnail is accurate. Hooray! Get a single file. Get in a single file line, you idiots. What? Is that much? I don't have that kind of money. Come to the back. You can work it off with 2 years of unpaid labor. Huh? I came all the way from North Blue. I heard you serve some great whiskey. And that Shakky makes a mean stew. A cute compliment like that makes me smile. So they're all oogling and ogling. She's making whiskey at her rip-off bar. But I'm not going to personally cook for people like you. What? She's just how I dreamed. I'm so happy. Shakky-san, my special bean stew is ready, but we're out of whiskey. Use the cheap rum instead. Anyway, here's your top quality whiskey. 3 cheers for our host's poor service. What happened, Rox? I'm kind of sad that satisfied grin isn't for me anymore. Mm-hmm. Mama, and she's laughing. I'm not gonna do that. Shocks, I don't know. Probably Rocks. We saw a funny clash, but I don't know. I don't know why we would get a Rocks versus Harald. So they're over there. Here's your top quality whiskey. 3 cheers for our host poor service. What happened, Rocks? I'm kind of sad that satisfied grin isn't for me anymore. What's he talking about? See, a woman's intuition is a scary thing, huh? Shut up. I said it's none of your business. So he's grinning, but not at her. What's going on? Baka. It has to be the woman. The guy's grinning like he's expecting a kid. So everyone's like, why is Rock so happy? It's probably because of Harald. You know, he's guy crushing on Harald more than anyone else, you know. So he's probably like, ooh, I'm going to do something. I got a plan that involves Harald. I like Miss Buckingham's big hat. I like big hats. Shakky, I've come for you. Shakky-chan. Oh my gosh, Roger and... You tell me the chapter's name Roger versus Harald. No, Rox versus Harald. But we got Roger and Rox in the same room for the first time in the story. Which is great. Two titans of the story in the same room for the first time. It's me. It's the Roger Pirates. Get a pick. We got Roger. We got Scopper. I'm sure Rayleigh's in the back somewhere. I wish more of his crewmates mattered, but it's really just those three. Oh, Roger. And Marks now. We know that one of the guys' name on the crew is Marks. Maybe we already knew that from an SBS, but I don't know. Oh, Roger. Roger, how many times do I gotta tell you that this is my island? Oh, snap. They're not like immediately. They're just like, they're like right next to each other. So it's not like an on-site thing. Didn't you hear? Fighting at Shacky's is forbidden. So stuff it, you porcupine. You porcupine. This is John Wick rules. Isn't there a huge line out there? How'd you get in there? Did you wait in it? There's a line. I hardly noticed. Drink up, everyone. Yay. I can't stand those guys. They're so noisy. Put it on Newgate's tab. Nah, leave it on Rocks. Roger, where's Raysan? I told him to come, but he said he wasn't feeling... What? My fucking mic broke. That's nice. We're just gonna have to hold it like this then. I told him to come, but he said he wasn't feeling well. So he's napping on the ship. Is that you, Roger? I've wanted to see you again so badly. Now let me on your ship. Gloriosa. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're for the streets, Gloriosa. I told you no. I'm not into lovey-dovey women who throw themselves at me. But if Shakky asked, it'd be different. That makes no sense. It makes sense. Isn't it interesting? You know, Charlotte. And out of all of them, Shakky looks the best in the present time. And how many of them are chain smokers? That would be just... You know who? The one with a chronic cigarette addiction. What are you trying to tell us, Oda? What are you trying to tell us? Aren't it stupid fucking thing? You've been fine for a super long time, and now all of a sudden you are just like, nope, no, fuck this. I can't do this today. Can't do this today. Nope, I'm gonna have to go from the back. Whatever. I'm just gonna have to fucking hold it. Love my fucking arm. This is very annoying. Whatever. I don't need... I'm just gonna do it like this. Just do this later. I ain't got time for this today. I'll pass. Oh, she's trying to look cute. Like she's... What's her name? Golly, it's been 2 weeks. I forget how to do these things. It's been so long since I've been into One Piece that I haven't really watched the anime for like 2 weeks either. Because apparently it's been bad. Because apparently the pacing got bad. So I've held off from watching them. Which sucks because that's probably one of my favorite chapters is the chapter where Bonnie controls all the Kumas and then Luffy shows back up. I think that's like one of the best chapters in Egghead. And apparently they botched that episode. So that's sad. So they're all just chilling still. There's a bit of a love triangle. We know none of it works out, though. We know none of it works out. And she's just like, I just want Rayleigh. And Rayleigh's like, I mean, I'm just not trying to get tied down or nothing. Yo,
Isn't Newgate still here? I want to drink with him. He left, mama. Didn't it? Damn it. Rayleigh, why didn't you come? That's crazy that Roger and Big Mom are just like chilling together. Is Big Mom older than Roger, too? That's kind of crazy. When you think about it like that. I don't know if he is. I mean, she's already got kids, and she's looking younger, older than Roger at this point in time. Do you mean like beforehand? Like before the Kuma flashback? That was an okay fight. I think when it comes to fights, the Luffy and Lucci is still probably the best animated fight in Egghead. But if you saw my last video, my last big YouTube video where I talked about the elders, you can get more of my opinions on all the fights in the latter half of Egghead, which are about to start up. Of course, they hadn't showed up in the anime just yet, so we'll see if my predictions come true. And it was all right. There were like there were a couple of good shots from the Kizaru stuff, but that's not usually my cup of tea on what I like about fights, usually. But I've gone on tangents on my preferences on how fights should look and how they should read. Okay, sorry about that. I had to tighten this thing up a little bit, but I should be back to this. I do not have a lot of time left. I have to get back to work soon. But yeah, no, crazy that Big Mom and Roger just chilling in a room together. All these people and rocks, they're just all like chilling in a room. I want to drink with him. They're singing Bink Sake. They have the egg. Don't forget, we know. Don't think we've forgotten about the big egg on your ship, Roger. This is so when Roger was a rookie. When Roger was a rookie still, he had the big egg. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, not going to dog on you if that's your opinion, but I like Kizaru. Maybe I need to look through some stuff again. We need an answer on... We don't need an answer on that egg. There's a lot of things we need answers on in the story. The egg is low on the list of priorities, but we'll see. Someone is sighing. Shakky's fainted. I don't know. Whenever people faint, that means they catch the sickness. Ooh, she's actually catching the sickness. She hadn't yet. I think she actually like, okay, now I'm sick. I need that Rayleigh near me now. Yeah, but Shakky, I want to take care of her. Let me help. Move it, boys. Keep away from her. Shakuyaku's rules ensured that anyone coming to the island to visit her establishment would be granted safe passage. Even the fiercest of pirates would keep the peace if they crossed paths. But back at sea, all bets were off. Okay, now we're getting some Rocks and Roger stuff. Ooh, boy. Bro, this is crazy, Rocks and Roger. And we're going to get Blackbeard and Luffy around for later, too. Rocks and Blackbeard and Ace, Oh, he looks so much like Ace in this, too. Realm of the Dead, Elbaph. Oof. Ah! What is going on? Who is blasting hockey crazily over here? Due to clear, the animals are going crazy. Rudin is next to a rock, too. Loki's getting pushed back. Harald and Rock's at it again. It looks like a bit of a clash, but that also looks like Rock's got hit there. This came all of a sudden. I thought we were about to go into a Roger fight.
Like, that's what all of this has been leading up to, but... And then, so they get pushed back, and they get pushed back.
Harald! The government's really got you wrapped around their finger. I was torn.
Oh, right. I forgot that at the end of last chapter, he was like, hey, I have to kill you in order to become a part of the world government, which he would do. Harald would do for his people. For his people, you know?
Is this really something worth killing your friend over? And in the end, you just bowed down to them? Dumbass. You're being their tool.
This is so sad.
Is this their answer? They see you giants as nothing but a military asset. You'll all be enslaved as soldiers. What happened to your warrior's pride? Josuke, where'd your dignity and pride go?
That's an old reference.
Don't you have your own will?
Oh my gosh, literally. Ooh, yeah. That's good stuff. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. I'm not really following the action going on. There's nothing. This is just kind of just like, it's just scrapping, really. There's no crazy choreography going on, but this is all for the sake of like the narrative, which I like.
Quit talking like you know everything.
Oh, that's what Harald said.
Quit talking like you know everything.
So they clashed, and then he smacked him out. Got some good hits on him, you know. Rox ain't invincible.
Our warriors created a history of violence. Elbaf is shackled by it, held back from achieving true peace.
You seem to have a good heart, Harald, but a long time ago, this country was attacked by giants. Oh, that kind of fear doesn't fade so easily. Sorry. Him trying to get allies, I guess.
Listen, Rox, no matter how foolish the celestial dragons may be, they still have influence in the world to bring Elbaf into the loop. Stop it, you cowardly rat.
Ooh, rat.
What just happened there?
He did something to like knock like a hole through him like that. Or he just like did a big impact right there. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on in this, but big explosion happened on his back after that.
Consider our business closed. You won't be getting another invite from me again. I'm a king. I can't throw away my people's lives by following a villain like you into a losing battle.
There was no true conclusion, but looks like we didn't get no true conclusion. Dang. But I like that it's shown that like Harald is like on that Rox level though. He's on that Rox level though, you know. Good. Another like, you know, top of all time type thing. And he's just a strong guy too. No powers or nothing. Just big strong dudes. This unorthodox friendship had come to an end. Aw. The two would not meet again for some time. Sometime? We know that in 2 years we got God Valley. So not until the day of a certain incident. More news about Rox. He isn't coming back, Loki. He isn't coming back, Loki. Shut up, you lying hag. Would you like some juice? Okay. Oh, little Loki getting some juice. 39 years ago, West Blue. God Valley. Oh my gosh. No way. 2 twin boys.
Baby Shanks on God Valley, like they were saying all. Well, I mean, I know we got like a little bit of stuff during Film Red about that. About people have been speculating for a while that like, oh, Baby Shanks was on God Valley. Him being born on God Valley? That's kind of crazy. So what? So Garland was just like bringing his wife just around, or whenever he would like travel for events. Surely Shanks was not the treasure of Elbaf. But Roger wouldn't have taken him at this time either, because he was probably in there for a bit. He's got a tattoo of all things, so. They're so cute. And they've got your red hair. Huh? I hope that they grow up to be as bright as you. Don't worry, we'll pitch in since their daddy is away. Thank you, mister. Wait, was it like... So is this a native to God Valley? And then like when Garland was just like going... So Shanks' mom was a God Valley resident, not a celestial dragon. It was just Garland, and I guess Garland was just like going around. That's why he was like, hey, we gotta go back to God Valley. Hey, yo, I went to God Valley. We gotta go back there. And now we know maybe why, because there was a lady there. I don't know. Have you settled on names for them? Shanks and Shamrock. Oh, and that's the end. Wow. Because these aren't 39. This is 39 years ago. Surely right before. Huh. Yep, I know. I had to be careful. Had to be careful today. Had to be real careful today. I feel like God Valley. Wait, no break. I think God Valley might be next week. I mean, God Valley is this week. God Valley is there. We're there, but the incident, it's got to be next week. We got it. We're getting more stuff next week. I feel like there is no reason to. There's no better place to do it than now, I think. Like, we are learning so much more about, like, we're getting, like, the rocks, and we're getting early Roger stuff. Like, we're probably going to get one more big Roger flashback after this in the story. Because we got, like, him going to see the One Piece with Odin and stuff. And now we've seen probably him, which is, like, his probably second biggest thing is like the God Valley incident, but I think there's like one or two more things that we need to know about Roger, because Roger's so interesting. Like, people forget, like, there's just so many interesting stuff that he's done and said, you know, like the whole like, oh, I'll never die type thing, and like the stuff I've seen, you know, the secrets he has. There's still like a lot more to figure out with him, but since we're getting all of this right now, I don't see a good reason to have the God Valley flashback like in a different arc at this point. So we have to get more of it. Now that we're going to get like a giant, like, you know, 10 chapter God Valley thing, like God Valley is going to be like maybe 2 chapters more. We're going to get like 2 more chapters of it. And we're going to see why, I guess why Big Mom gave Kaido the fruit, and then we got to see why they were. Is this why he decided to team up with Garp to protect the Celestial Dragons? Was because of the babies? Yeah, I know. I was talking about that way earlier. Kozuki Moria. That's actually probably the craziest part of this. I mean, Baby Shanks obviously is kind of a big deal. We kind of already figured that Baby Shanks was going to be on God Valley because of
like the little hints that we got from Film Red, like the literal one screenshot from Film Red. And just the fact that just like the time lines up, like the age literally lines up with this. So his age lines up with how long ago God Valley was. But I wasn't expecting their mom to be a resident. And then like back again, the whole, you're impatient. The previous competition just ended. I'm aware. But while we were completing another assignment, we briefly stopped at that island. It's a non-affiliated state, but it has a unique culture. Still don't know what that's about. We tried offering them a membership in the world government, but they declined. While their abundant resources would certainly prove valuable for us, we just made an outrageous discovery. It was a completely unexpected find, and the Great One will surely be pleased with it. In 2 years' time, I strongly urge you to hold the next hunt at God Valley. So, it's more than just what we thought of God Valley was just like, okay, God Valley was just like the place where it had like some resources, but we're going to do like we're going to do the hunting game there, and that's why Garling happens to be there. No, Garland is like, Garling was the one who chose God Valley to be the place, and then we find out at the end is that he's been seeing a lady there, obviously. So I understand why you would say that, you know. Part of it is just because I'm in team, like, I think Blackbeard's way more interesting than, like, Emu, too. I'm excited to see more Blackbeard. But also, Rox is just, like, looks cooler, too, at the same time. So it's like, okay, Fallen Rox is cool. I like that it's like, it's so interesting, though, because this all built up to Rox and Roger having a rivalry, and I thought they were going to fight in this chapter, but they didn't. I thought it was like, when it was like back at sea, all bets are off, then like we would see like them fighting. But I guess this is just like foreshadowing of God Valley. But we know that like they don't have a great relationship. That they were having fun together, kind of, at the bar, but singing being sake and whatnot, you know. And she's fainting because of Rayleigh. All this is still going to... This Shakky thing's got to be important when it comes to God Valley. Why did they steal Shakky and bring her to God Valley, though, is the question. I don't know. Hey, their dad's just on business trips. Thank you very much. But they're only half-breeds, too, though. So... I mean, maybe they all are. Maybe all of the Gods Knights are, like, actually secretly not weird incest people like the rest of the Celestial Dragons. Not that they are, technically. It hasn't been confirmed that, but it's kind of just insinuated. That's why they're all so ugly, because it's just them keeping it in the family. But we know that, you know, at least it wasn't kept in the family with these two fellers, and that's why they ended up looking all right. That's why they look the most normal. Like, even Garling has, like, the very weirdo hairdo. So even Garling didn't come out normal. But Shamrock and Shanks seems like they did. Shanks is happy while Shamrock is pondering. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, this looks like a nice... They've got your red hair. That's actually also fucking crazy, too. Oh, because people were so mad at the anime when they found out that Garling was a blonde. People were like, no, this makes no sense. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. Garling has to have... At first, they were like, oh, he's got white hair because he's old, obviously, when he first was introduced. But then in the flashback, they're like, why has he got blonde hair? But it's like, no, they got it from the mom. That's the biggest reveal.
But there's also something very, I mean, something besides the baby mama being at God Valley. There's something else special about God Valley, enough to where they were like, oh yeah, the Great One will be pleased with it, which, also showing that the God's Knights know about Emu, which I guess could be insinuated, but also, yeah. It's in the corner over here, I don't know. Yeah. She's all right. Shaggy's all right. Shaggy's all right. I mean, it's nice that all of these, all the people that people are simping over right now are like a grown. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that, but usually it's like Nami or like Carrot and Shirahoshi and Rebecca, who are like 15-year-olds. So it's like at least people are simping over the adults in this flashback, and at least we're at that point right now. We're not talking about, how Rebecca and Carrot are OMGs, At least we're not talking about, at least we're away from that at the moment. Keep to that, and, well, don't talk bad things about Nami. Nami is still number one. I'm still number one, so. Don't say nothing bad about my girl. I still don't know about that Moria thing. But also, it's like Kozuki Moria, which is like crazy, because it's like Gecko Moria. Like, Moria is his first name, is not his family name. So it's like, did Moria take this? Did Moria take this person's name? Maybe that's the real thing that happened. But also, like, I feel like we would know about another Kozuki member, and also, he fought against Kaido to protect his village, but perished without leaving a body behind, which is like a red herring that, like, oh, there's no one down there. So maybe it just literally is Moria. But also, it's like, he fought against Kaido to protect his village. Was that after Odin died? Or was that when he first showed up? Kaido first showed up? Like, when Odin was gone? Or this was way later? I don't know. I do like me. I mean, how can't you, Oh, Arlong Park, I wouldn't still be reading and enjoying it as much as I did if it wasn't for Arlong Park. So, you got to keep Nami at top 1 at all times. Prime Kaido? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see next chapter. If God Valley is actually next chapter, then maybe we'll see. But right now, we've seen him kind of get kicked around. Kaido wasn't even in this chapter. Big Mom was. We like Big Mom. Big Mom's number 2. Well, obviously. I don't know if he was building up the army to take on Kai. He was doing it to become Pirate King, which I guess would eventually lead to you having to fight Kaido again. But I don't think he was doing that just to take back Wano from Kaido's oppressive rules, unless you really see it as like, oh, Moria was a. I don't think that Moria was actually like a Wano resident like that. I don't know though. I know Kaido and Big Mom are seeking the One Piece, and then Moria also was. But also, though, there's kind of a red herring, them having Moria at the beginning, because, the big thing, the big theory is that is that God Valley itself is Thriller Bark. So how does this Thriller Bark itself tie in, with Moria being a Kozuki as well? Like if he was if Moria was just on Wano the whole time. I mean, and also the Pirate of Justice is a crazy title for Moria. I mean, this has got to be a Moria. This can't be is it also is this Moria or is this someone related to Moria? And is this someone related to Odin? I feel like just from what we've heard about Moria is such a bad guy, though. He's an evil fellow. He's an evil feller, so I don't want to be. I don't want this revision of oh no, Moria was just the good guy all along. So I don't know. I don't care about that type of literal stuff, literal mythologies in One Piece. I like it when they keep it to their own mythologies, which we still don't really know the actual mythology of One Piece, if they're actual gods or they're just really strong people from the past. If there's actual devils and demons and stuff, or if it's all just scientific things, the nature of devil fruits and all that. We still don't understand the concepts of all that. So being Emu's the literal devil, I was I don't know if that's where the story's going. Moria is just such a bad guy. Why is everybody smiling, looking at why would Yamato and the Mafia girl and Kiku just be smiling at Moria's grave? It was very silly, but I don't know. Interesting chapter. I'm already a little behind on things. I'm already I need to head out soon. I've already gone a little over time. Sun God, people worshiping the sun is not only that a lot of cultures and religions did that. So being oh no, it's just Hindu. It's He's obviously taking things from a lot of things. Obviously there's a bunch of Norse stuff in Elbaf right now, and a lot of Oni, Japanese stuff in Wano. So he's taking from different cultures, obviously. That's what he do. But he's taking influences. But at the end of the day, this world has its own mythology. So we will see. What's up, Johan? We just finished the chapter, so spoilers on the chapter, but it was a pretty good chapter. It was good. Good getting back to this. Feels so long ago, because last chapter came out on a Wednesday afternoon, and we had a break week, and then this one came out at midnight on a Thursday. So I don't know. And it's been a long 2 weeks for me too. These past 2 weeks have been a lot. So getting back into the swing of these things is fun. It's fun. It's fun to talk about One Piece because I've been off of it for a little bit. Yeah. I got the horns. I get that. But a lot of things to be prepping up for God Valley. We got the weirdo devil fruits, which I assume are just already on Marysville, and they're bringing them there for God Valley. We got Shakky, because we know that they stole the treasure, and they're saying that Shaggy's the treasure. So for some reason, Shakky is stolen and brought to God Valley. And also she's fainted because she's lovesick about Rayleigh. That is a good reason for Roger to be going, actually, to God Valley is because Rayleigh and Roger are like, hey, we got to go rescue Shakky. And that's why they're there. But then that's also a good reason why Rox would be there too, is to rescue Shakky as well. But also, he's got his own things going on with that. We got twins. We got twins here for some reason. Maybe that's a good reason why Garp and Roger teamed up eventually. Maybe Rox was just like, baby, I'll take the babies hostage so I can kill Garling or something. And then Roger's like, oh, we can't kill the babies, though. So that's why they teamed up for a little bitty bit. Possibly. What else? What other things? Kuma will show up. And then we got Harald. Harald is like the big, like, what's going on? How does Harald involve himself into God Valley? Because we know that, you know, we know all the big players that are at God Valley already, like confirmed, but we don't actually know how Elbaf and Harald or Loki or any of that actually fits into God Valley just yet. We know that, you know, they're not on the best speaking terms anymore. Business is closed. We'll see if Harald continues his fighting, if he continues to try to fight Rox. But I have a feeling that next time, I feel like if we're actually going to get into power scaling stuff, I think that Rox was holding back on this fight. I think that I think this fight was a fair fight, and that Harald was probably going all out for this, but Rox wasn't going all out because he was still trying to convince his lad to be like, hey, cut this out. But after this, it was like business closed, no more invites. I think if they fight again, Rox would win. But I don't think that opportunity is going to happen again. But, you know, if you want my agenda power scaling opinion of the day, then that's where we are on Rox versus Harald. Is that Rox is probably holding back on this. Luffy saving a girl? Maybe. Professor Clover, that is just like a what? What? Okay. If you get that, good for you. If they're somehow related to Clover, then good for you. I don't know why Shanks and Shamrock would be. Is it literally just because Clover and Shamrock? Is that the only reason you were just like, oh, Clover, a 4-leaf clover, Shamrock? Those are both St. Patrick's-y things. They must be related. I would think that Clover would be related to Luffy before he would be related to Shanks. Nah. Because they're both D's. Luffy saving a girl? I mean, Luffy always saves a girl. Luffy always has to save the princess. In this arc, though, I mean, there's people. Luffy's gonna save Hange when we get back to things. If Buggy actually shows up in it, I don't think Buggy fits in this. I don't think Buggy fits into this. If Baby Buggy shows up next chapter on God Valley with Shanks and Shamrock, then I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. I mean, I won't be sad. It'll be cool, but yeah, Luffy's always saving people. But the one thing about Luffy is that he would never say this. He would never say this about being tied down. You know, Rayleigh was like, I don't want to be tied down. And Roger's like, I'd do it. I'd be tied down. And I'm like, that is not what the freest man in the world would say. The freest man in the world would not say that he wants to be tied down, you know. But Luffy, the one person in the story who is not affected by the Marimar no Mi. No. Whatever. Bo's fruit. The one person not affected by it is a person who wants to be the freest man in the world. Which Roger, as we're seeing, can't do. Can't do. So, Luffy over Roger. Luffy's my boy. Luffy's my boy. Luffy's my boy. I like Roger too. But Luffy's my boy. Luffy's my boy. And Nami's my girl. True heir of a king of an income. Okay. Whatever. I don't want to think about. I don't want to think about Buggy this week. I don't want to be thinking about that. If that shows up, I don't know, but yep, that makes him the GOAT. That makes him the freest man on the seas. If you really think about it, like that, like I don't know, it's more important than people think. You know. Narona family. Oh, from the Emu family, of course. And once Emu takes off her veil, there's gonna be a big old red nose. Obviously, that's what they've been hiding this whole time is Emu's big red nose. And Gunko is Buggy's mom. There we go. If we're just saying things. If we're just like saying random things, and sure, Gunko is Buggy's mom. We're saying that now. We're saying that now. Oy vey. But God Valley is important for some other reason. Something about the land. So there's probably like some weird like Void Century like science-y thing going on under God Valley. I mean, like, the shape of God Valley itself, I bet that, like, what if God Valley is a celestial, like, this, I'm pretty sure this has already been said, but what if God Valley, like, literally is Uranus? What if God Valley is floating up, or what if God Valley, instead of being Thriller Bark, is actually Uranus, and is the thing floating around? Like, it looks like a big old, you know, the big valley looks like it could be like a big old, like, you know, big old laser, sci-fi, you know, cannon type thing. So maybe that's what maybe that's what's shooting the thing, you know? Somehow God Valley gets inverted and goes up into the sky. And it's Uranus the whole time. But they couldn't use it because they needed Vegapunk to make the Mother Flame, which is what they needed to get inside of it or something. The Circus Maximus. That's just where do you get that word? What are you reading? Are you reading Four Piece? Johan is reading Four Piece over here. Circus Maximus and whatnot. Maybe in One Piece live action. Maybe next season of the live action series we'll see the Circus Maximus, but A lot of things like that, yeah. There was a big hunting tournament there. A human hunting tournament on there. But it wasn't a random place. It was obviously for a reason that we will hopefully find out soon. Garling with his stupid haircut. That's not red. People are so mad. I hope you're right, too. If you're right, then that's crazy. But, you know, then Buggy just needs to be someone to something, you know, even though everyone's like, oh, Buggy is actually Rox's other son. Can't you tell by the side-by-side comparisons that Buggy looks like Rox? Obviously. But then you're like, no, he's a Nerona. He's a Nerona. He's a celestial dragon, obviously. So, A lot of competing theories. Everybody wants to know who's Buggy's daddy is, even though it probably doesn't matter. I think Buggy's just a guy with a red nose. I think Buggy's just a guy with a red nose. Maybe Buggy is, yeah. Maybe Buggy is Luffy's mom. Maybe. And where does Croco Mom fit into all this? Somewhere. What's Loki up to? Is Loki just going to be reading the papers about God Valley and being like, oh, wow, that was crazy? I did like, though, do you want some juice, Loki? Okay. Little Loki wanting some juice. I don't know. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm also excited to see the rest of Elbaf. I'm ready for the story to continue with Luffy. I'm ready for Luffy to punch something. I'm ready for Luffy to get a good fight. He hasn't had a good fight since Kaido in like 4 years. He's obviously had good fights in the anime, people say, but I don't think that any of Luffy's fights are quote unquote good fights in Egghead. I'm still waiting for like an actual good fight from Luffy, which I don't know. Maybe now that we got Gear 5, we're not gonna get that anymore, but I don't know. All right. If we're just on this, I do need to go. All right. Y'all go watch someone else react now. I'm done. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.